Hello and welcome. I'm Ashmanix and I'm running a little bit late today. Apologies about that. Do not, I repeat, do not ever update the graphics drivers 5 minutes before a stream. I know not to do this, but I still chose to do this. And for some reason, when I decided to update the graphics drivers, the bloody my monitors went blank, which usually happens. They go blank and come back on, but they went blank and they never came back on. Fuck you, Nvidia, right? And your shitty drivers. Fucking hell. Whatever. Eat shit and die. Anyway, well, hopefully that was a lovely start to the stream for you guys. Alright, crack dealer, Evangeli Donut, Garlic Bread X, hello. And it's been a while. I'm glad to see you all here. Got your in quotes. Hello and welcome. I am Ashmanix. Evangeli Donut in quotes. I chose violence. Ashman updating drivers. Mate, like every time I update my drivers, it's fine. And I've done this in the past, like 10-15 minutes before a stream. I've updated my drivers. It's fine. Screens flicker a little, go off for a second, come back on as the drivers update. Job done. Like I shut down OBS in the game that's running, obviously because they'll get messed up with potentially with the graphics update. So I did that, but no, the screen went off and it wouldn't come back on, and I was like, what the hell, right? And then I tried switching off the PC, and it wasn't like I had to restart it. So anyway, that was fun. Thank you, Nvidia. Also, Nvidia, make your graphics cards cheaper and more available. Eat shit. I've now kind of lost my train of thought. It is Friday evening. If I haven't done my proper intro, I am Ashmanix, and we're going to play some more of the Shell Part 1 Inferno eventually, as soon as I stop being pissed off at graphics drivers. I've got my can of poison juice, and as I said, it's Friday. But as I say to people, don't worry, it'll be Monday soon enough. Anyway, enough of my cynicism. Let us switch to the first full screen. Right, in the last part of this playthrough, something pretty gruesome happened. We witnessed the dismembering of a young woman while she was alive. She had her arm chopped off. So yes, we met our. We've seen at least the back of, or at least part of, our killer for this part of the story. Someone who wants to be like Jack the Ripper, I believe. Evangeli Donut is saying poison juice is a proper name for monster. Yeah, it is monster and it is poison juice. I mean, to be fair, it's a black can. I mean, I've got the normal flavor or whatever the hell their standard flavor is. 0 sugar. It is a black can with lime green text. And in the wild, black... I feel like black in the wild. You see something that's black, it's usually something you stay away from. I suppose mostly insects, right? But that's what I'm thinking in the wild. What's black? What else is black? I'm probably missing a whole bunch of things. I suppose some bears, black bears. Yeah, stay away from black bears. Beetles. I suppose beetles aren't that deadly. But anyway, black is. I like black. I mean, once you go black, you don't go back. But lime green, like these colors, anything in nature that has those colors is supposed to be a massive warning to you. It's like, hey, I'm bright green because I don't give a shit if you see me, because if you eat me, you're going to get fucked. Ryder saying, yeah, I was sleeping, so I'll take your word for that. Wait, what? Evangelii don't say, I still suggest rain. I will, so I bought myself a 4-pack of Monster. I don't know when it was, a week ago. So I'm going through that stuff. When I finish, I'll need to remind myself I'll try out Rain. But I've not even tried out the other flavors of Monster. I've only had the standard flavor, which basically tastes to me like Red Bull. And to be honest, these tastes are really artificial and weird, but I quite like it. And I don't know if it's because of the addictive nature of these drinks, if there is an addictive thing to it, or just because they're genuinely nice. Gradier's saying, oh, I fell asleep after the cafe lady part. Mate, you fell asleep at the right part. You fell asleep at the right part. You did not want to see the rest, man. Anyway, let's get into this. What do I do? Load? Start? Load? Right, that one. Uzomi, rudely awakened by a phone call right before daybreak, drove his newly issued Toyo Pet squad car over to Tama Cemetery in Fuchu. Toyo Pet? What type of name for a fucking cat? Let me just check. Is this an actual thing? Oh my god. Wait. Oh shit. Yeah, that's what it was called. TLV? Toyo Pet. You can get models of them. The LV-128 Toyo Pet Crime Patrol car. With then Tomica, what is it though? Is it Toyo Pet? Is Toyo Pet the name? The Toyo Pet Crime Patrol car. Is Toyo Pet a car manufacturer? Oh, oh fucking hell. Toyo Pet. Toyo Pet refers to the brand name used by Toyota for its early small passenger cars and light trucks. What? The name Toyo Pet was chosen in a public naming competition to celebrate the birth of Toyota's first small vehicle. Toyo Pet. I'm glad they didn't stick with it, to be fair. That's so weird. Toyo Pet Master. Man. Cracker going, you like artificial flavors? Do you also like the artificial strawberry ice cream flavor? What do you mean the artificial strawberry ice cream flavor? Oh, what, of Monster Energy drink? Wait, what? Are all strawberry ice creams artificial? Strawberry? I suppose they would be, right? Well, I don't know. Do they put... Anyway, what am I doing? A dense fog cloaked the graveyard. Uzomi loudly stomped on withered branches as he ventured further in. Oh. Huh? Several police officers had already gathered. One of them saw him and saluted. Evangelion saying it's Toyota. Yep, so Toyo Pet was the name Toyota used for their cars at one point. It's crazy. Evangelion saying Ben and Jerry's uses strawberries, I think. Sensors at the ready? Oh shit. Right guys. My sensor's on! Huh! Oh, what are we looking at? The officer, wait. Do I move my sensor? Where's my sensor? Oh, how do I do this? Oh, this is not going to work. I've got a terrible sensor. How do I want to show the text. Wait. Transform. Flip vertical. That's not helpful either. Transform, rotate 90 degrees. Oh my god, I need a better sensor. Actually, wait a minute. Let me think about this. Shit. What did I just move there? Oh fuck. What did I move there? Right, this is a set. This is the sensor. if I do this, where you can just see the bottom of my sensor's face, I add in a filter. I will add in an Ashmanix blur filter. Wait, is this gonna work? Wait. Why is it not blurring anything else? It's only blurring the image itself? Wait, is this right? Why is this not... Shit. Oh shit. Is that how this filter works? This is terrible. Oh, fuck. This filter is rubbish. What am I supposed to do? I want you to be able to read the text, right? Fuck. Right. Let's see. What other images can I use? Other images? Nuts. 1 second, guys. What the fuck? Yeah, baby. What is this? Oh, mate, what? What? Special price $11.59 for photography people. Bro, what the wait, a sign? Oh, okay, I just want an image. I want an image. Oh, God. Why is this so hard? Deny. Right. Add vector. $7.99 to buy the vector art. Oh my God. I know people have got to make their money, but fucking hell. For a sensor image that just says sensor? What the fuck? Is this free? The world is changing. What is this weird sensor image? Oh. Right, we're gonna try some, guys. See how this looks. Hello. Right. There you go. Now if I check... Okay. Evangelion saying all rise for the purple headed purity, blurred edge. I know, it just it blurs the edges, it doesn't blur. Well, actually, of course, it's not gonna blur. Shit. That's actually a really bad design. I kinda want it to blur what's behind it. Oh man. This is a great stream. Oh. I could use that. The problem, I've seen what you posted in the Discord. The only problem is I need something rectangular. Because what I want to do, which is what this does, right? I don't know if I'm supposed to play royalties. I got this from somewhere online. I can't remember. Shit, what's it called? I'm supposed to say where I got this from. Let me just check the properties. Censorship. Oh, it doesn't even say in the file name. Oh well. Right, my bad. I'll give attribute. Censor image. Ba 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 ba. Ba ba ba. I got it from Pixabay. And this image is by a person called Geralt. Actually, for the record, I'll just post this. Censor image from... Because I like to attribute... Wait, why is that... Oh my god. I hate the way control... Fuck. Yeah, right. Can't spend censor. Right. Oh my god, I can't spend censor. Anyway. It's in the chat if anyone wants to use it. I don't know why anyone wants to use it, but who knows. Why not just use something from Wikimedia Commons? Oh. Because I'd be using my brains, man. Wikimedia Commons, let me see. Censor image. Oh. Wait, what? Man, some really weird images come up when I do a search for that in Wikimedia. Wait, why is there a... Is that a... What is this picture? Why is there like a naked with sensors? Wikimedia, what the fuck? Dude, what the fuck? Yeah, do you know, it's probably for the best. Oh, here we go. That's a good one. Right, let me save that image. Where's it saved to? Motion pictures. Right. Browse. What? Where's it gone? Bro, why are you so small? I have to make you wider. You have to be wider. Censorship needs to be fatter. Right. There we go. 3 wise men of Gotham went to sea in a bowl. If the bowl had been stronger, my song had been longer. What? Cheers for thanks for that, Ivan Cheton. Oh my god. Anyway, what am I doing? Right. The officer gestured toward the rest of the assembly.
第一発見者は付近の住人です。昨晩遅くにここで何かが燃やされているのを発見したとのことです。
で、仏はどこだ？
こちらです。
The officer led Uzumi over to the corpse. A grim tension was palpable through the cemetery. It was highly unlikely that a run-of-the-mill burned corpse could have produced such a baleful atmosphere. A run-of-the-mill burnt corpse? Bloody hell. There had been far too many disturbing murders recently. I wasn't even getting into how they still weren't any closer to unraveling the mysteries surrounding the dismembered body from the other day. Evangelion says, also, you don't need to credit nor pay royalties, it's public domain. Awesome. A noxious odor bored into Uozumi's nostrils. It was the stench of a battlefield. The stench of a village seared to a crisp by incendiary bombs. Bloody hell. The stench of when one of his war buddies had burned to death in battle. What was the what was that Japan that's it. I was watching a video on YouTube recently talking about Unit 731 from the Japanese the infamous Unit 731 that did like the most barbaric, inhuman experiments on I think the Chinese in China. Holy shit. That unpleasant fetor of an object permeated with machine oil, which smelled different from meat cooking on the grill. Oh. The officer's voice brought Uzumi back to his senses. His eyes turned to where the man was pointing. Nandatte? Uh-oh. Well, I think that's a foot and oh no, they're unblurring it. What he witnessed defied all understanding. Right, so we're just looking at a foot here, and the bottom, to be honest, I can uncensor this to show you for a second. The bottom of the foot has been burnt to a crisp. That is not good. Evangelio saying, oh yes, he's having PTSD. Yeah, man. Evangelio saying, oh yeah, the biological unit that did a lot of medical experiments, despite the crap they did, they helped advance medical science to some degree. Mate, that's why a lot of them got away with it. They they purposely exposed people to viruses. They wanted to see they had prisoners rape other prisoners to get them pregnant. No, to see how, yeah, the effects of childbirth under stress and stuff. They did they even exposed pregnant women to diseases on purpose in the area, not just in the actual labs that they were using. Like, they were the most, do you know, I am a believer in hell, right? And I'm pretty sure a lot of those guys are there's a special place in hell for them. Having said that, some of the main perpetrators, like the lead doctor, and I think there's one or two other doctors with him, they didn't get arrested or anything. The US, I think, let them off because they took the research that they had done, which is even more dodge, and they ended up being able to, like, actually, even in the video they said that they had a little reunion. The people from Unit 731 had a little reunion like 20 years after the fact or whatever, so they were still doing fine, living their lives, and I think the majority of them were able to just die peacefully, which is proof that the world is pretty unfair. They did not have any ounce of humanity, man. Any ounce of humanity. Hey-ho. What he witnessed defied all understanding. The sight was absolutely baffling to a realist like Uzumi. There really had been far too many murderers as of late. It was way too much for him to handle by himself. What was it, Renji? What's his name? A certain detective who only ever stuck his nose into crimes like these came to mind. Yes, this case was Reiji, that's it. Was perfect for Reiji Tokisaka. Evangelido is saying it's dodge, but at the end of the day, the research saved millions of lives, not defending the sick bastard. But I'm looking for a silver lining. Is this a late opening credit thing? Karana Shōjo. Alright, that's the game over, guys. Wait, what's this? Flowers coming out of her head. Oh, I'm gonna get copyright strikes for this, but whatever. Oh shit, I've still got the sensor on, sorry guys. Oh, it's blocked! Right, give me a second, I need to switch over. What? What the hell? Sorry, I have to switch to a different type of screen capture. Wait, why is this fecked up? Give me a second. Oh, God help me. This is not doing myself any favors. Oh my God. Okay, watch out, don't sing rip music. Wait, can you hear the? You can't hear the music. Is the music still there, right? These are the type of streams that I came to see never change, Ash. I caught it just at the end. Fuck you, game. Right. Let me switch back to the game capture. Right. Effortless, guys. Fucking effortless. Fuck me. Right.
初めて絵筆に触れたのはいつだったろうか。父が所持していた古くて筆先が固まったものを見つけたのが最初かもしれない。当然絵が描けるはずもなく、ただ振り回していただけだった気がする。きちんとした絵筆を手にしたのはずっと後、本格的に絵を学び始めた頃だった。新たな世界が開けたと思った。現実とは異なる鮮やかな世界。
Evangelion saying never change, Ash. You can hear it now. Cracker saying it's fine, Ash. I'm taught to be patient with old people. Take your time. You absolute ass. Oh, fuck. Right. Okay. And I'm just gonna readjust the volume now to lower it a bit. Hopefully that's alright. Evangelion said if only Island had decent writing like this game. I mean, yeah, but hey ho. I think Island's alright though. Like, I'm enjoying it. I like the twist at the halfway point, which I thought was the end, and I am intrigued to see where it goes and stuff. But yeah. What am I doing? Let me have a swig of my monster. I like to drink monster juice. Now, that sounds dodgy out of context. Anyway, Evangelion saying the twist was interesting, but the characters are yikes. Yeah, especially in the Never Island part of the game. I'm not really... I mean, we've not seen too much of the characters, to be fair, but Setsuna sucks ass. I think I'm just getting old. I need main characters that are either actually just, you know, genuinely funny or cool, or, you know, or I get, like, if you want to make a bland character that the dumbass like me can insert myself into, I don't mind. But just make them endearing. Just don't make them obnoxious. That's the thing I don't like. Hello, what? Evangeli Donut saying in quotes, I like to drink monster juice, Ash Manix. Kuxo, welcome to the stream. Kuxo saying, I went and found the CG of the girl who died in the last stream. Damn, this game is disgusting. I think it's going to be great. What is wrong with you? Why is that going to be great? What is wrong with you? Anyway. God damn. Pixel saying Ash wants more old characters. Older, 18 plus please. 18 plus please. Look, I don't have a thing for lolly characters. I don't have anything massively against them, but mate, I ain't got no hots for a character that's looks like they're a 10-year-old or whatever. That's just me. I like if the character has a mature, if they're old, like 2,000-year-old or whatever the fuck BS, fine. But I don't know, man. I'm not a fan of a character that acts like a 10-year-old. Call me crazy. And I'm just getting a bit tired. It's just the way anime is. I mean, the main audience are the youth, right? And the majority of anime are set with characters around high school age to because of that. Makes sense. Set in high school a lot of the times. Makes sense. I'm just like, I want more. I want more. I suppose the answer to that is just to watch more isekai anime, because technically they're not set in high schools. Well, some of them are set in high schools in other worlds. But anyway, Evangelio is saying, well, good thing I'm here to suggest VNs that feature adults rather than ankle biters. Yeah, I appreciate that. Like, I'm enjoying. Oh, that Monster Energy drink's not sending me right. Oh, I probably shouldn't have had that burger. But anyway, what are we doing? Also, Res1 Coder, who I believe will be watching on Twitch. Hello, before you say it, like, saying hello beforehand. Reiji Tokisaka was drafting a report at my detective agency in the heart of Shinjuku. I summarized the details of the case with a cigarette in my mouth and the occasional swig of whiskey. Right, this guy's got a more unhealthy habit than me. Imagine that. I thought drinking Monster Energy drink was bad. He's swigging whiskey while smoking a cigarette. Ah, those were the days when we didn't realize how bad smoking was. The case in question had been rather standard, all things considered. The rich man was murdered and his son was arrested, however the son kept claiming innocence. Thus I cleared his name by finding proof that the father had in fact taken his own life. With that it was a wrap. Wait, that's not where I thought that was going. I thought it was the kid that... I thought he proved, or he found evidence to show that the kid might have been responsible for it. I scrawled the son's name in the client box, concluding the report. Cooks was saying I watched episode 10 of The Big O today. That episode's a 10 out of 10 pure kino. What's the name of that episode? Winter Night Phantom. God, I should rewatch Big O. Winter Night Phantom. I should. I really should. Cooks was saying, 10 out of 10, pure kino, all about the major from the military police being haunted. You literally described the episode. I didn't read that second half of an idiot. Military police being haunted by dreams. It's a beautiful episode. So I'm in the mood for more mature casts as well. When I'm always in the mood for... Look, I like a balance, right? Happy to have younger characters, happy to have... But I want some older characters. I want a mix. I don't want to just watch high school kids bumming about with their first love and all that shit. Well, whatever. These anime are not aimed at me. Vajaydo saying lots of good adult-focused isekai animes like Daily Life of a Middle-Aged Online Shopper. I think I've seen that. Chilling in my 30s after getting fired from the Demon King's army. Have I seen that? I don't think so. And saving 80,000 gold in another world. There was a office worker one, wasn't there? More recently. But, man, they tend to be kind of... They tend to be a bit kind of shittier than your Demon Slayer and the like. I feel. Vajaydo saying Big O's peak. Love the series. Wish SRWT got a dub so I can... Hear Roger Smith yelling, cast in the name of God, ye not guilty when piloting in game. What's SRWT? Because I can't deal with isekai anime in general. The escapism is too on the nose for me, with notable exceptions for Konosuba and ReZero. I don't mind. I don't know. It is. But then my problem is that harem anime, which are the majority of them, right? That feature guys as main characters. There's always some sort of harem. I look at them and I start rolling my eyes. I don't know. Man, I'm getting too old. Rolling my eyes at harem anime. How dare I? I should just be enjoying pure culture. But I look at the main character and all these girls and I'm like, right, all these women clearly have some sort of mental health issue. If they've all fallen for this plain ass normal idiot. Imagine I don't think SRWT equals Super Robot Wars T. Awesome. I don't know, guys. What do you think? I don't usually say this, but Leave a comment in the chat. What do you think of harem anime and isekai? And let me have a quick look at the stats. Right, I'm pretty sure in my a good chunk of the guys watching, whether you're young or old, right? But I'm pretty sure a good chunk of the people that watch me are in the yeah, a good chunk, 25 to 34-year-old, and then some older, 35 to 44, and a few 18 to 24. Not bad. What was I gonna say? Like, what do you guys think? Do you think there's too much school-based or teenage-based anime? Would you like to see more mature, like anime with more mature characters, based outside of school and shit, or less isekai? Vajaydo saying, honestly, the last good harem was Tenchi Universe. Tenchi, man. Pixel says, I was just about to say Tenchi Muyo is probably the only harem anime that got it right. Yeah, and to be honest, that it made, I felt like in the story it made more sense for people to kind of like him. Like, there was some dodgy Sweet Home Alabama shit in there, which made sense in the context of the anime. Then others were just intertwined, almost to like interested in him just to screw over other characters. And yeah, and then he was like, there was something special about him, right? Even if it was nothing to do with his character. Well, though his character was like, he's a nice guy, but nice guys finish last unless you're an anime protagonist with special powers. But I don't think, sorry, Super Robot Wars Z was big. SRWT was Cowboy Bebop. What? Interesting. Because I said it was only really Ryoko and Ayaka who liked him that much. Didn't Tsunami like him as well? Ayaka's little sister. Vajaydo says, I don't mind isekai from time to time. They do some interesting concepts, like the main character becoming a vending machine or cat. Wait. What anime has the main character become a fucking vending machine? Fuck. Because, and yeah, Ayaka's is great ad. Sweet Home Alabama. It's all good, cook soul. She's above 18, who cares? If she looks young, who cares? I'm a bad man. Evangelist saying, yeah, but we don't talk about that blue-haired midget. Why? What's wrong with Tsunami? I know she was she not technically a spaceship or something? Cracker goes, I am back, done eating. You've not missed much. We're just talking about isekai. Cookso's jumped into the chat. Isekai and just harem anime. Sasami is also older, but she looks young. Sasami? Which one was Sasami? Was she the police? Fuck. Wait. Why am I calling her Tsunami? Sasami? Why the hell I thought her name was Tsunami? Wait, she was older? Do they have an age here? Japanese. 708? Wait, no. She spent 700 years in suspended animation. Get the fuck out of here. So she's 8 years old. Yeah, no. Banjo Dosing Reborn. Osama Wasu Semp. Wasu? Da 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 da. Ba, ba, ba. This is what we do. What? This is what we do on my stream. I just sit here typing up shit, but people don't know what I'm doing. Sasami was the younger sister. Cookso said she died but was revived by the tsunami unit, so she became the spaceship in spirit or something. Vanjai saying this song is very Weather Channel background music. I was thinking it's no, it's not elevator music. It's a bit better than elevator music. Imagine I was saying, but yeah, Reborn as a vending machine was pretty good. Thought it gets a bit harmy. What was the what was the anime where the girl let me just check this. No, it's not that. Wait, is it? Oh yeah, it is. There's an anime Higehiro. Higehiro, after being rejected, I shaved and took in a high school runaway. So dodge. It's so dodge. Actually, do you know what? I had a really sad... The girl had a really sad story. She was... It was kind of sad what ended up happening to her, where she ended up going and what she ended up doing before she meets him. But the actual premise is so dodge. High school girls like, can I live with you? I have nowhere to stay. You're like, get the fucking... So dodge. Let me just call the police and tell them that you are like homeless, and they will get you back home, or they can get you housing or something. No, you can just stay at my place. So saying, honestly, I still love the vibes from Yakuza Like a Dragon. Chilling with homeless Nanban retired Adachi. No. The best bomb simulator there's been. Yeah, man. I hate to admit being old, but old is old, and I like watching old, washed up people. Reminds me of myself. Ah, the good days of being a washed up old vent. Vanjadel saying Higehiro sounds like the VN family project, except that the family includes several homeless females and males. Oh, what? Damn. Yeah, it was that was an interesting anime. It was actually pretty wholesome. Luckily, the main guy didn't ever take advantage of the girl staying with him. Spoiler alert. No, I'm not going to spoil it. I think you should watch it if you ever have the chance. The Vajayadot saying they band together in an abandoned house and become a family. Family project. Interesting. Oh, I see a link in the Discord. Kazuku Keikaku. We have the green-haired girl, we have the red-haired girl, we have the blue-haired stroke purplish hair girl, the light brown hair girl who's definitely the friend, the childhood friend character, has to be, and then the black haired mysterious girl who's probably appeared more recently or as his sister or something. Man, what? Gotta love the Japanese, man. People of culture. So many harem anime. It's like, what the hell's going over in Japan? Why do they have so much harem anime coming from there? Anyway. Ifajay don't say, nope, neither of those are right. Oh shit. Well, I'm now intrigued. It's also not really a harem. Oh. Wait, this is obviously it's a VN. This is a VNDV, isn't it? Not Just UK. Just. Yeah, I'm an adult. Go away. Oh no, this has got adult themes. What the fuck? What? We have a man with the geeky glasses and all these women staying with him. What are the odds, boys? What are the odds? G Collection's proud to present the crown jewel of Japanese maker Dio's lineup, and a legend of the Shōjo gaming universe family project Kazuku Keikaku. With a scenario by Yamada Hajime, acclaimed author of Kana, Little Sister, and Hoshizara Planet, as well as Yume Mirukusuri and others. Music by I've Sound featuring Kotoko on opening vocals, beautiful artwork from Fukunaga Yumi, and a cast of world-class voice actors. If you portray Tsukasa, a fiercely independent youth who's lost his parents at an early age and now spends his days working at a Chinese restaurant to make ends meet, Reluctant to form into personal ties lest they be shattered, Sugasu is nonetheless a legal immigrant girl he finds collapsed in the alley. Oh shit, behind his workplace one day. Confronted by her utter help, Sissy takes her in. An encounter that opens the door to a new life, one where he faces the challenge and wonder of being no longer alone. Interesting. That's the thing about these visual novels, right? The premise is always like, oh look, we're making a family project with a bunch of attractive young women and a guy. And I do look at it and roll my eyes. But they always, I mean, if it's a half decent VN, it's always like, they always find a way to make it have depth in character. Only the Japanese, well, not only the Japanese, but I feel like the Japanese are the ones that are able to like do some premise that's so fucking batshit crazy and make it have like be wholesome and have character and real meaning behind it. The legacy of Shinzo Abe. What are you talking about? Kuxo. Ivaja does it. Man with geeky glasses. Man with geeky glasses isn't the main character. Oh shit. Yume Miru Kusuri is one I suggested to you as well. Solved via about bullying and drug abuse. Yeah. The only reason why I'm a little bit reluctant to go into these is just because every visual novel is well long. Oh my god. Yume Miru Kusuri, a drug that makes you dream. Oh shit, yeah, no. I looked at that and I was like, I'm gonna avoid this for now. Just looking at the image, so it's like it's a more contemporary, it seems to be set in more contemporary times, high school girl, and if you drug and bullying, oh, that looks like it's just gonna hurt my soul. Whoa. Jaido said that's because the Japanese believe in creative freedom. Why did the music just stop? Weird. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I mean, I guess I just feel like they practice it, right? They genuinely practice creative freedom. I don't know. It's like, how do you? But I feel like the Japanese are the type of people to. I feel like, and this might be a stereotype that might be outdated, but they're very detail oriented. Whenever I think of something from Japan or something made in Japan or a product Japan, they always look at the fine details, like the fine, like the little complex details and relationships and stuff that makes a 2D relatively shittily animated cartoon compared to like what you can do in modern, whatever 60 frames per second, whatever not crazy shit you can do with TD, right? It could take something like that and give it heart because of the character building, right? And the realism. These characters are more 3D than a lot of real people's characters. I love it. I mean, I love fucking anime. I'm a sucker for kind of the bright colors of cartoons. Maybe I never truly grew up, and then joined together by mature storylines and great character building and story. What a time we live in. I remember when I was growing up, I wasn't even sure what anime was when I was really young, because again, we didn't have wide access to it. Pokemon wasn't out at that point. And now look where we are. Like, maybe there's too much anime, there's a lot of crap, but hey ho, there's a lot of still good stuff in there as well. And it's also much more accessible, and anime has affected the general zeitgeist to such a degree that there's like, I think a lot of people my generation and younger are at least very familiar with anime, and quite a lot of people quite like it. So I don't know, I don't like things becoming super mainstream, but There's a lot of good to come out of it. The fact we've got like Crunchyroll and stuff like that. Netflix offering anime, making it easily available instead of having to go and find obscure DVDs or pirate the seven C's. I don't know. Evangelion saying, well, it's a novel with images. Yeah, unfortunately, maybe the reason why it's long is because I take ages to read them. Evangelion saying, mate, the pain is part of the point. I know. There's different types of pain, right? And I don't know why, but there's something about high school bullying that is a type of pain, and it's not like I was lucky at school. I don't think I was really bullied at all. So I was one of the lucky ones, because a lot of people got bullied, and it really, really, really forms your like as a really formative time of your life, and it can really fuck you up for the rest of your life. So yeah, but when I see stuff like that, it just, I have to be in a certain mood for it. Most of the time I'm not for that sort of pain. Tractor is going drug abuse, let's go. You should do that, lol. My Jedi was saying, if it does hurt your soul, then it's not worth your time. If it doesn't hurt your soul, then it's not worth your time. I get what you're saying there, right? If it doesn't make you feel something, what was the point? I agree with that. But you know how you can be in a certain mood, or you might be open to certain types of feeling certain types of feelings at certain times. Yeah, the bullying thing. Yeah, just, I don't know. But I was saying, also Japanese people aren't afraid to tackle topics that most Westerners would shy away from. That is very true. Again, it's that focus on the detail, right? When I say detail, it's like they look very closely at like the little things in life, the emotions you feel, the complexities of life. Those little, it's not the little things in terms of that, but there's a lot of like things that I feel like in the West you kind of wash over. You don't portray that much, not in something like a cartoon, it's like an animated environment anyway. The fact that animes influence the West so much now, we are getting more of that. I mean, I suppose comic books were a thing that came in close, right? But I feel like they were more, not supernatural, but like, what's the word? Like you'd have storylines that affected superheroes, right? So it's very extreme, over the top, like superheroes having issues that, you know, I suppose kids could relate to. Whereas the thing about anime is you get a lot of that kind of slice of life anime as well, but it doesn't have to be flashy and crazy over the top like some of the shonen stuff and all that. And you just don't have that you didn't have that type of variety in comics. You probably do now, because like everything, there's a massive variety of everything now, but back in the day. Evangelion Donuts asking, grew up, you're a millennial, growing up isn't a thing for us. Come on, man. I mean, in reality, as a man, I genuinely believe you never fully grow up, and I don't think you should ever lose that inner child. Having said that, you shouldn't be a man-child as well. I don't know. I feel like, and this might be me teaching you how to suck eggs, or it might be super obvious, but I feel like the difference between a child and being an adult is knowing when to be able to act childish and when you need to act when you need to act mature, when you need to be mature. That's the real difference. When you're a child, you're not able to be mature in certain ways, and you don't know when to do it, when you should be mature and when you should be childish and stuff like that. Whereas as an adult, you get a better feel for that, and I don't think we should ever get away with that inner child, get rid of that inner child. Pixel saying, my favorite genre, looks cute but hits with brutality. Yeah, you like Magica or whatever, Madoka Magica. Which I think is like that. Evangelido saying, yet again, you're proving yourself to be a man of culture yet again. Wait, Kuxel? Evangelido saying, Evangelido, yeah, again, you're proving yourself to be a man of culture. Yeah, Kuxel. Evangelido saying, comics were more about violence and gore. They're more about the violence and gore they could get away with. Marvel Yuki had Death's Head 2 in the 90s, which I ended up reading when I was younger. Never even heard of that, man. Basically Deadpool before Deadpool. Interesting. Kuxel saying, advance the game. Oi! I'm chilling. There's an Ashman Extreme. Ugh. But also, I should probably advance the game. Vajado saying, sorry, the 80s and 90s. Oh, okay. Magical Magica's peak. Rip for Babby. Right. I reclined against my chair. To getting a much needed stretch in, I stubbed out my smoke, pulled a new one out of my cigarette carton, and lit it up. The smoke rose up before being dispersed by the ceiling fan. That was it. Case closed. My job was done. Time to go home, guys. What's more, it paid pretty decently, so I wouldn't have to worry about going hungry for quite some time. In hindsight, though, I felt like I'd been working non-stop the past 3 months. Between that murder case over inheritance, the factory eviction murder, and the murder spawned from trouble in the red light district, I'd hardly a moment to myself. I mean, the majority of serious crimes that you're going to investigate are inevitably going to be murders, right? Because when you think about it, who's going to investigate drug-related offences? It's probably going to be the police. Like, where would you need an investigator? I suppose besides, you might be able to do like business, dodgy business dealings, but I feel like you'd need an accountant more than a detective. So you could sing Magical FF9, etc. Practicing Ash, stop acting childish and progress. Such a depressing looking room. I like this room, it's chill. And he's got, look at all these windows, man. He's like, yeah, it's dark at night, but during the day it gets a lot of light in here. I'm surprised he doesn't have any blinds or curtains though. I spat those words out with a puff of smoke. Sad as it was to say, the world had degenerated into a rather savage place. Welcome to 2025, man. Yeah, ironically enough, it was that very facet of it that provided a living for people like me. After all, where would detectives be without the misfortune of others to feed upon? Fortunately, I had no other cases on my plate at the moment. Going home and letting my hair down was sounding really appealing. Then what the heck am I still doing here? I quickly packed my things and left. The Tokisaka Detective Agency was located in a building that could be reached through a narrow alley behind the Isetan department store near Shinjuku Station. This area could hardly be called the epitome of law and order, what with unlicensed brothels a stone's throw away and all. I would just probably great for work though, right? Being near a brothel. Might be a lot of crimes there, unfortunately. I taped a piece of paper on my door, wrote closed, if urgent, please come to the following location, and scribbled down my home address. Mate, why would you do that? Don't put your home address in the fork thing. That way, there'd be no issue if I did happen to get a client during my brief sabbatical. Though whether they'd be willing to make the trip to the outskirts of Suginami or not was on them. I highly doubted anyone would target a detective agency with nothing valuable inside for robbery, and even if they did, it wouldn't be long before they left empty-handed in disappointment and disgust. They might have steal your sofa, mate. I took a look at my pocket watch. Getting home was easy enough. It's a simple trip down the Seibu line to Kamishakuji, but I figured I'd take a little detour first. I passed by Kinokuniya, made my way to the JNR's very own Shinjuku Station. Though it had gotten a lot warmer lately, the passers-by were still wearing coats. Weaving my way through the crowd to the station's ticket counter, I bought a ticket to Kichijoji on the Chuo line, passed through the gate and boarded the train. They still had good train systems even back in the 50s. Bloody hell. It was already 11 PM by the time I reached Kichijoji. What are we doing here? Is this where the cafe is? After walking through the station's north exit, I passed by the shopping district founded on the remains of the black market until I reached my destination. Yes, the cafe Moon World. Right, guys, it's time to go to Moon World. Moon World! A place with pretty good coffee and pastries. I came here quite often, even though there were plenty of cafes closer to my agency. Yeah, because you know you're friends with the person who works there. The fact that it was run by an old friend of mine played a fairly large part in it. I would say it played the biggest part. What are you talking about? Will you stay open for me?
京子、俺だよ。
It's me, stay open.
あら、時坂くんだったの。
Would you stay open for Tokisaka-kun? The woman, what an arsehole. Kyoko Hazuki stopped wiping the counter when she saw my face.
コーヒーもらえるか?
Give me a coffee. Give me a black. No milk, no sugar.
今からだと入れ直すのに時間がかかるけど、いいかしら?
I mean, I wasn't expecting you to instantly make me hot coffee, but I will. Kyoko gestured to an empty coffee pot.
時間がかかるのなら、そうだな。焼酎のお湯割りでいいぞ。
He's impatient.
そう?それじゃあ、私ももらおうかな。
God, why can't I have coffee? What? Why can't I have a cafe like this, guys? Where I live? Why can't I know a Kyoko? I'd be able to just chill there, drink some coffee, and shoot the shit. Kuxo saying hot coffee mad time, yeah, dodge. Anyway, Kyoko turned around and pulled a bottle of shochu off the shelf.
飲んでもいいのか?
だって、もうお店は閉めちゃっているもの。
I take it she lives on the floor above this or something, probably. Kyoko added some shochu to 2 glasses full of hot water. I don't know what shochu is. I am assuming it's some sort of alcoholic beverage. Oh, Kuxo's noticed the hair ribbon. Kuxo is enamored now. The twin liquids mixed within.
はい、どうぞ。
I took the glass from Kyoko after she emerged from behind the counter. She tried to sit on a stool, only to find an apron hanging off it. What?
あら、あの子、ここに置いていっちゃったのね。
Alright, this must be... She had mentioned before that she had got someone to help out. She got an employee, basically. Vajaydo is saying Soshu is pretty good. Interesting. I took the bait and gave in to my curiosity.
ええ、この前雇った新しい子。前に話したでしょ?
No, she did tell us about her. Oh yeah, I think she might have mentioned that.
住み込みだし、部屋にいるから呼んでくる?
いや、今度でいいさ。もう夜も遅いからな。
Wait, what did she say? She's living here? She's living with you? Why? She's living here and I want to meet her. Isn't she going to be upstairs asleep or something? Why are you disturbing her outside the work hours? Like, hello, my employee who's living with me. This is not weird. This is my friend Reiji, who's single. Anyway. I tipped my glass and gulped down the mild shochu.
そう?
Why do you want to introduce me to her? Kyoko answered curtly before sipping her own concoction.
おいしい.
She an alcoholic, guys.
そりゃ、カストリ焼酎とは違うだろうからな。
Oh, dude, don't have moonshine, it'll make you blind. Character is going dozo.
当たり前じゃない。ちゃんとした麦焼酎よ。
If you say so.
わかってるよ。
I placated Kyoko. Bloody hell. I read that as I placed Kyoko after her cheeks and I was like, what? I placated Kyoko after her cheeks inflated in indignation.
あまりお酒は出ないお店だけど、それでもいいものを揃えているんだから。
I like this place. It doesn't serve that much alcohol. It's more coffee. Pure cafe.
わかってるさ。もう酔ったのか?
Reggie's such an asshole.
まさか、 このくらいで酔うわけないじゃない。
I don't know, right? I feel like people in general like to big up how much they can drink before they get drunk, and I feel like 9 times out of 10 they overestimate how much they can drink before they get drunk. Just saying. Evangelion Donut saying, I mean, if it were the 1950s, wouldn't you be an alcoholic? Probably. Kyoko glanced down at her glass as she spoke. Evangelion says, I drink a lot. Oh man, it's not good for your skin. Kyoko said, that's a distinctly UK thing. What? What's a distinctly UK thing?
酔いたい気分になることはあるけれど。
Oh, what, to overestimate how much you can drink. Drinking to death, but drinking alcohol is in decline now. Mate, it is a very Scottish thing. Like, a lot of things, I think the binge culture in general back in the day, amongst millennials, because, like, definitely Gen Z drink less, because they're like, why am I going to waste money? Also, drinking usually involved going out and socializing, and Gen Z don't socialize in person as much. They socialize online and via other means, but not in person at bars and shit, which I'm all right with. So yes, but I remember people used to in Scotland. I feel like this was a thing in Scotland more so than England. But people were like, all right, we're going out for drinks and we're going out to get muntered, right? We're gonna get blitzed. We're not like you can't just drink socially. No, you have to get drunk and you have to get absolutely piss poor drunk. And the Scots in general are pretty. I feel like on average are very good at being able to hold a drink. So, but also a drunk Scotsman is a scary thing indeed. Especially the Glaswegian. Anyway, Roger says, I smell a hand sanitizer and I pass out. Not good. You're not good with alcohol? Damn. I mean, I don't drink, right? I don't know. I know people that are I have a friend who's just like can't drink without it like get totally knocking them out straight away. And I feel bad for you guys. Especially if there's like you want to go out drinking with friends. And because of that, it's like it really hampers your ability to do that. Ooh, someone liked my tweet about the stream. Wait, is this an actual person? This seems like a person. Wait. Always be thankful. Is this a real person or is that AI person? Foodie and gym lover. Reading books, but they have a lot of art. Oh wait. Someone that does art. Never mind. Anyway. Her voice was barely a whisper. If you're running a business and you're on your own, you can't really afford to. I nodded. With the shitty hands life kept dealing us, it was only natural to want to drown our sorrows every now and then. Look, granted, it is like they live an extremely shitty life compared to what we do now, having gone through the war. But I would say, look at the Ashmanic's try to be positive. Look at the the positive side of things, right? Both of you have a job, right? You run your own businesses, which is not an easy thing to be able to do in the 50s in Japan, post-war Japan. You have your own house or place to live in, and you're making ends meet, right? A lot of people around that time didn't have that. So, granted, they've lost a lot of loved ones and have had a shitty cards dealt for them, but they've got some. They're doing quite well for themselves. I mean, this cafe is quite beautiful, so I don't know.
今は忙しくてそれどころじゃないけれどね。
Ivajay Donut saying better a drunk Scotsman than a flying Scotsman, am I right? Oh my god. I mean, I drink when I'm given alcohol and usually drink a lot of it, but I don't drink often outside of socially or being given bottles. Yeah, I think the dangerous thing is when you drink on your own. right? That's when it's really bad. You're saying I don't drink at all. I know I'd get addicted if I did. Mate, I have a theory that if I was someone who drank, I would drink to kill myself. I would just drink to absolutely kill my liver, and then eventually kill me as well. I'd be bad about it. I'm like, what's the point of drinking if you're not gonna get absolutely fucked with it, right? To forget about life. So I'm glad I don't drink. I imagine like a drunk Ashbadic stream would be terrible. Hello, R2 Luminen. Hello, fellow drinker joins the cafe from the cold north. Hello, welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're enjoying this. Crackers saying the best way to figure out was checking out their legs, but you can't do that now. Yeah, thanks, Elon. Only the cafe is beautiful. Look, guys, Kyoko is a very attractive woman. I've already said I'm very enamored by her. She seems pretty cool. She's mature. Look, she's running her own business in the 50s. That is an independent woman. Anyway, she's got a lot going on for her, but also she's had a lot of she has a lot of what's the word? She's been through a lot, though I just think that makes her a more interesting person. Evangelidot says for some reason I get addicted to most things. Might just be people have like certain people are more like are easily addicted to things. Certain people are more less so. Though I believe that the key is to like distance yourself away from things that you find yourself easily addicted to. So if drinking is one of the things that you usually get addicted to, the best thing against it is just to not go to as many social events where people are drinking and keep away and all that stuff. I feel like that might be the key. I remember reading a book, I think it's Tiny Habits, talking about people assume that people that don't get addicted to things as easily or seemingly as easily are people that just built different, but in a lot of cases it's just people that are able to keep themselves out of situations that allows them to get addicted. So say playing FIFA, where you can get addicted to buying whatever microtransaction bullshit it has. If you have a tendency to like to gamble, the key would be to like just avoid, when you know a game has those type of mechanics, just avoid them totally and keeping away from them. And it's like there's people that do that, and that's how they seem more resilient, where in actual fact they're just keeping themselves away from those environments, are able to more easily. Maybe like they hang around with people that just don't drink or gamble as much and all that shit. R2 is saying it might just be in the genes. My father and grandfather cracked too much alcohol. I noticed the same pattern in me. It might be, but the thing is, it's might be in the genes, but it also might be via upbringing, right? If your grandfather and your father are drinking, you're growing up in that environment, and maybe the people around you go out drinking a lot, right? You're just gonna pick it up. If when you socialize with people they drink a lot, that's more nature. Is it nurture than nature, right? The bit. So it might just be the environment, right? It might be the environment of the place you're in. I know in Scotland there was a very strong drinking culture. Gen Z, I don't know. I mean, I'm a millennial. I don't have a clue about Gen Z. I know they drink less, but I also know that they go out less and touch grass less on average. Which I mean, that's one way to like not drink as much, as just not go out to meet people in real life and have as much of a IRL social life. But yeah, because it says I get addicted easily, so I have to be careful with things. Evangelidot says that sucks. Wait, what sucks? For some reason I don't get addicted to most things. R2 saying I don't want to ruin my hobby as an outdoors runner, so I just do it sometimes. You're an outdoors runner, man. I'm impressed. I'm impressed at anyone that lives a healthy life. Outdoor running. I can't run, man. I go on the treadmill sometimes and it hurts my soul. I genuinely admire people that do the kind of like the 5Ks or 10Ks or whatever, the regular kind of running outside. I'm a fat lazy git. I really need to. So good on you. Anyway, good on you. It's a good stuff. Evangelist saying, yeah, for me, it's more that I just get no enjoyment out of most things, which is probably why I don't get addicted easily. For instance, smoking weed, it just doesn't affect me the same way it does for others. And I just see it as a bore. Yeah, I get that. Like, see, if you don't get the buzz that other people get, why would you do it, right? It's all about, like even the most mundane thing you can get addicted to if you get a buzz out of it. Like, I don't know, playing D&D or something, right? If you get a genuine buzz out of playing D&D, for example, or something that's pretty, kind of, still pretty niche, right? You might just end up playing it loads, or just video games, right? If you really get a buzz out of playing video games or enjoying great stories, or reading, right? If you just get a massive buzz out of reading great stories, you'll just read shit tons of it, you know? But if you get no buzz out of it, you get nothing out of it, even if it's something that like is seen to be easily addicting, you just be like, why, right? I feel like I'm a bit like that. Very few, like I'm drinking this Monster Energy drink, and I'm like, yeah, this is probably keeping me up, but I don't know. I'm not sitting here super enjoying this. It's all right. Maybe I'm just dead to the world. Arthur saying it's most likely something lacking in one's lives. I'm not the greatest at socializing in general in groups at real life. Yeah, I'll be honest. I think I'm a bit better. I'm a bit better at that now than I was when I was younger. Oh, no, I'm a lot better than I was when I was younger. But that's because of a lifetime of... Like, everyone has their own different journey, and the issues that people have in terms of being social, or even wanting to be social in a group setting, are, you know, I realize are different for different people. For me, I've always just been like, and I still give a shit, right? If I still kind of can feel embarrassed about something, or feel really bad, or feel really what do you call it? Not self-aware, or like, what's the word? Like, I can still feel shit, right? If I feel like I've done something wrong in a social setting, like that embarrassment, that feeling of like that I've had at times when I was younger has never gone away. It just happens less. But in general, I think with me, how I've dealt with it is I'm just like, I give less and less of a fuck the older I get. Because, and I think part of that is to do with when I see that even people that seem confident, they have like, and it's obvious, like, everyone's human, everyone has strengths and weaknesses, we all understand this, we know this, but it's when you see it, when you see the people that you think, oh wait, they seem pretty confident, but they still have issues, they still have flaws, you know, that you can actively see, or like weaknesses, or times where they feel kind of self-conscious, right, and things. And when I'm like, well, everyone has got flaws, everyone's kind of full of shit to a greater or lesser degree, why should I give a shit? And as long, I've kind of just gone around it by like, as long as I'm not in a social setting, as long as I'm not trying to be an arsehole, even if I'm accidentally being an arsehole, you know, you apologize, and I'll still feel utterly shit about it. But I think the time it takes for me to recover from that has become a bit less and less over time. It takes less and less time to get over it, to a degree. And I just try not to think about the times where I've done something embarrassing. But again, every person has their own journey in life, and how, or ways to potentially deal with that. Or maybe you don't want to deal with that. Maybe you don't want to get better at that. You don't care, and that's fine as well, right? So like, but the other problem is that you're getting less and less opportunity to actually socialize with people face to face anyway. So the opportunities for you to, like, if you wanted to get better at socializing by just exposing yourself to it more, is the opportunities are drying up as well. So I don't know. I feel like people in general are just not as good at socializing anymore, especially after the pandemic. Arthur saying, Asher, anyone should do it little by little, incremental improvements on the faster pace. Just listen to your body, don't hurt yourself. People say that, R2. Nah, I know I've said this to you about like socializing, but I can't, man. I can't see myself ever being able to run 5k without fucking dying afterwards. Oh my god, I know what you're saying is true, but there's such a strong mental barrier. And plus, I think where I live it's kind of hilly. I would, if I had more flat ground to just like run in, flat ground is easier. As soon as you get any type of gradient, it fucking kills me, especially as a fat get, right? Donut saying, can confirm I am completely beholden to video games and have been since I was a child. And you know what? Video games are awesome and they open you up to lots of various different things. But it doesn't matter what age you are, man. Like, I think I've mentioned websites like meetup.com, which I'm pretty sure originated from America. We have it in the UK, but I'm pretty sure it's an American company. Like, and just, I mean, you have friends, like socializing in general. Like, what I've found is if you put yourself, you put yourself in situations where you're socializing with people that you don't really know, Meetup allows you to do that. It allows you, it makes it easier for you to feel comfortable in social situations. You might not have the charisma of Brad Pitt or whoever has charisma. I don't know, I can't think of an example, but it definitely makes you that nervousness you feel around people that you don't really know, and that kind of self-consciousness becomes a bit less and less. Crader saying a faux pas. Artist saying, I'm hypercritical about myself still as almost 27 years old. What is a good first step in being more fair to yourself? Careers. I'm just gonna say that a lot of people are hypercritical with themselves to varying degrees. Know that I'm like that as well. So if someone criticizes me about something, and it's, and it's not just like out of a criticism out of nowhere, right? That like it's based, like I did do something and it offended them, I will feel ultra shit for a long time, even as at the age that I'm at, right? I don't think that ever goes away fully, and that's all right, man. That's just being human. I feel like just knowing that other people go through that as well, it might not be to the same degree, it might be to a lesser or greater degree, but they do. I think that helps a bit as well. I'm being like, look, you're human, right? You're going to make mistakes. As long as you try to, I think the way I think about it, as long as you try to rectify your mistakes, or if you feel you've wronged someone, you apologize. Even if they don't accept the apology, you have tried, and you try and better yourself. That's all you can do. You can't make everyone happy, so you might accidentally offend someone, and then you might apologize, and they go, I don't accept your apology, and you go, that's fine. That's life, right? You can't make them accept your apology, but you tried. You're trying to make yourself a better person. That's all you can do. You can there's only a certain amount of things that you can control in life, i.e. yourself. You can't control other people, and that's all right. And then look, you're gonna have people that you just are not compatible with. That's life, man. Like, I've spent, I mean, if you look at your friends, the people that you are friends with, right, you'll find that there's a certain types of people that you just are compatible with, and there's just certain types of people that you're just not. And the key to life is just avoiding those people that you're not really compatible with, unless they're like family. That's different. Or you have to work with them, and then you have to find a compromise and a way to like be able to work with them professionally or whatever. But outside of that, just don't hang around with people that you can see that you just don't get on, and you don't see eye to eye, and it just kind of gets fucking like there's a lot of easy misunderstandings because of difference in personality or understanding of each other. Just avoid those people. Hang around with the people that you feel more comfortable with. And then at times, if you feel like venturing out and trying to like be social with people that you wouldn't normally be able to get along with, that's cool. But as long as you've got that friend circle, a close friend circle of friends and family, Doesn't need to be that many people. Could be one person, could be two, whatever. Kuxo saying less positive thinking. That is a Kuxolism. Evangel Donut saying agoraphobia has been a thing for a long time. Is that the fear of going out? Or the fear of social... Fearing avoiding places or situations that might cause panic and feelings of being trapped, helpless or embarrassed. Yeah, I mean, it's always been a thing, right? I feel like it's been a thing since the dawn of time. A very human trait. R2 says, it really does suck. I was the same 2 years ago, but decided to punish me consensually. Yeah, it really isn't healthy to be always miserable. Yeah, I have to admit, it's not healthy to always be miserable. But I do tend to revel in my misery. But don't use me as a good example. Do as I say, not as I do. I am a hypocrite. Look, I'll freely admit I'm a hypocrite, but I do believe what I'm saying. And from time to time I try to follow it. Tradia saying, Ash, you're opposite to your branding. Shh. This stream is just for the special people. I never said this. This stream doesn't exist. Kixo saying, I'm drinking my free iron brew. Ah, fuck, you got free iron brew, man. Anyway, let's continue. Kyoko acted cheerful, as if trying to weed out the darkness creeping into her heart. But that was perfectly fine. It wasn't like I'd come to trade sob stories again.
お仕事は順調？
そうだな。一件片付いたから、しばらくは暇になろうと思ってる。
それがいいわよ。仕事のしすぎで体を壊しちゃ元も子もないから。
Pushing yourself too much is pointless. I think pushing yourself's a good thing, but yeah. I mean, she's right in that pushing yourself to the point where you crash and burn is pointless because you will just not complete whatever you're doing. And you could probably permanently damage your mental psyche.
心配しなくても、そんなことにはならないさ。
This guy's too laid back for me to feel that he's pushing himself that much.
だといいんだけれど。
I wish I had a Kyoko that worried about this. Much as I wish Kyoko didn't look so worried, I could hardly blame her. Not after how she lost her husband, anyway. Yeah.
休めるうちに休んでおいた方がいいわよ。
What are you, my mom?
ああ、わかってるさ。
But also maybe that's why guys come to the cafe. Brotherly treatment. I'm a bad man. R2 is saying, I can also feel that social phobia. If the line is large and that classic feeling of others' eyes and you start. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I think I'm lucky in that. I mean, I've had that feeling, and it could even be exacerbated. Say like, you're like a colored person in a predominantly white area, and you might feel extra conscious going to the supermarket. It's natural to feel that, right? When you're the different one, you worry, are people looking at me? Is there a potential racial issue here, or is there a potential, or are they just looking at me because they think I'm a dodgy guy? Like I get that sometimes where I'm always thinking, oh God, am I coming across as imposing and scary to someone because I have resting bitch face, and if there's a woman about or whatever, and I happen to be in that same area, like in a shopping set, say I'm shopping or something, and I'm looking at something and I'm near them, I sometimes think, am I giving off this like impression as if I'm like looking at them or something? Like I feel self-conscious to a degree. I know that's a different type of thing to what you guys are saying, but like there is various different things where you can feel that, and I think, you know, I think it's totally normal. It's totally normal, or not. I mean, yeah, it's totally normal to feel that way, and you might feel more so than normal or whatever, but it's like a very human feeling to have. And I think it is those type of feelings are like rooted in someone who has empathy, right? You worry about and obviously this can be an unhealthy thing when you worry too much about your environment and the people around you and you affecting them negatively. Like that can be something that can negatively impact your life if it takes over your life and stops you from doing stuff. But it also is rooted in a level of empathy. Like you care about how you impose or your impression of yourself around other people. I mean, it is a very human thing to worry about how you sit in the social hierarchy or the social group. You know, you don't want to stick out and stuff like that. Having said that, being able to, it is a lifelong skill to try and grow that confidence in yourself, to not worry so much about those things and just be comfortable with yourself. Maybe part of that is about being comfortable with who you are, right? Like as long as you're not hurting people and you're not some psychopath, right? Like, yeah, I mean, being comfortable with yourself. So in your 20s, like even in your 20s, right? Even if you're late 20s, I think it's when you hit your 30s that you start to be, you definitely end up being a lot more comfortable with yourself. You can do that in your 20s, but time and experience does help a lot. But I think, yeah, in your 20s, I mean, as a teenager, it's always super awkward. In your 20s, you think, you know, you are an adult, but it's a journey, man. And God, I wish I was as, like, quote unquote confident as I suspect I am now back in my 20s. But that's life, right? You can't have all the answers and have all the things at the start of adulthood. The journey is the important thing, right? Rather than the destination. Artisting, it's so unfortunate. If you want to dress more expressive or different other characteristics. On a side note, how is everyone enjoying Kara no Shōjo? Yeah, this is quite good. Let me actually continue this. Ivan Jadot's giving a recommendation to Kuxo. Osana Najimi wa Daitoru. My girlfriend is the president. Wait, what? Wait, what? My girlfriend is the president. What is this? His next door neighbor and lifelong friend has suddenly become the president. Okay, interesting. Anyway, let's continue. I gulped down the last of my shochu and got up.
帰って寝るわ。いくらだ?
I whipped my wallet out as I got ready to leave.
今日はサービスしておいてあげる。私も飲んだしね。
No, I know a little bit about businesses. I'm gonna pay for my coffee. I don't wanna like freeload off you.
気にしなくてもいいぞ。入金があったから懐には余裕ある。
私がおごりたい気分だったのよ。
No, man. You got business expenses to pay.
そうか。それじゃ、ありがたくおごられることにするよ。
It didn't take much to convince him. Bloody hell.
ありがとう。
また来るよ。おやすみ。
ええ、おやすみなさい、時坂くん。
Tokisaka-kun. Damn, man. Gets me every time, guys. I left the cafe as Kyoko saw me off.
もう電車は動いていないよな。
Oh, damn. Shit. Oh well, my place wasn't that far on foot from here anyhow. Oh, that's alright. I whipped my body into action as I made my way through the wintry city, the warmth of the Shōjo fueling me onward. The shell. I truly did love her. I loved everything about her. Her legs, her hips, her fingers, her head, her eyes, her hair, all of it. Is this the murderer? Because this sounds dodgy already. She was the perfect specimen who stood tall, well above heights that scum like me could ever dream of reaching. And yet she still deigned to descend down to my level. If only one thing held true in this world, it was that she was there for me.
風が気持ちいいね。
I glanced at the side of her face as she leaned against the fence surrounding the pond, her voice ringing through my ears like a psalm. Bloody hell. Her silky smooth hair, obsidian as the night, danced elegantly in the wind. Have I got this wrong? Is this not a creepy murderer person? It framed that face as immaculate as a doll's, the beguiling expression of a goddess brimming with vigour. Yeah, when you start describing someone as a goddess, you probably should assess your perspective in life. Many a time had I been struck by a fancy to kiss the lips that rested upon that vision of beauty, but I knew I couldn't. After all, neither she nor I was homosexual. Oh, it's a girl. I got so confused there. I made a horrible assumption. I assumed that this was a guy. I don't know how to do a creepy girl's voice. I'm just going to carry on. And really, there was nothing more I feared than incurring her distaste. If she ever came to hate me, I would have nothing left. I didn't care if the rest of the world hated me. It was no secret even to myself that my presence was met with disdain by the student body. I was just another face in the crowd, and nobody amidst a gaggle of wealthy heiresses who wouldn't even bat an eye at being called princess. The daughter of a poor pigment refiner could never have hoped to speak as an equal to such girls. Day after day I constantly wondered what I was even doing there. This is such a horrible perspective in life. But even that changed once I met her. It finally dawned upon me that fate had brought me into this world solely to meet her. Holy shit.
どうしたんだい?
Yeah, what's up, you psycho? Her voice interrupted my thoughts. Though her voice was clearly that of a maiden, her choice of words were those of a man. Wait, this is the girl that was giving the teacher lip, right? That stark contrast was an irresistible facet of what made her unique. Is that moe? Was it the moe gap thing? Like that gap moe? The gap between the way a person looks and the way they act or something. What are the guys saying in chat? Let's see. Evangelido is saying, yeah, lots of good classics are getting re-released lately, hoping Dokyosei 2 gets a proper English translation. Just got a remake last year. Artu's asking how long did that take to see light of day. Evangelido asking how long? About 20 years, bloody hell. The PC 98 Saturn SNES game. Artu's saying, is it indeed a famous Shōjo? That's a long time. Evangelido saying, very famous, basically a competitor to the Tokimemo series of dating sims. Even getting an OVA adaptation for both Dokyusei 1 and 2 as well as the Kakyusei series. Kakyusei being the spin-off series. Whoa, what is it, Dokyusei? You probably recommended this to me before. Oh, Gigo is my friend. Dokyusei classmate. This has an anime, okay. Oh. Dokyusei VNDB. There's a classic dating sim where you play as a high school student during his last summer vacation of high school. And he has 14 girls to pick to have a romantic relationship with. What the hell? To do so with a little luck and effort, you'll have to meet with them, talk to them, date them, capture the heart of the girl of your choice. But be careful, for you are not the only one who is pursuing some of the girls. Competition? Diligence is important. However, there's no harm in also making as many women as you can fall for you, right? That last line, come on, man. What the fuck? Anyway. I don't think first game's remake got translated would be a good place to start. Right, where am I?
なんでもないわ。
I couldn't very well admit I'd been thinking of her, much as I longed to with all my heart. I feel that would spell the end of our relationship. Maybe you should just tell her. If she's not into you, maybe then you just walk away from that relationship. Because this is very unhealthy.
見てごらん。月は綺麗だよ。
She pointed up to the sky. A slightly waning moon was poking its head out between a gap in the
そ
clouds.
して湖面に映る月もゆらゆらと揺らめいてなんとも幻想的だと思わないかい?
You having a magical, romantic, like, little date in the middle of the night? Because that's what it sounds like. Or I suppose just two friends hanging out.
ええ とても。
Wait, is this the girl that was her friend? The one that was like, that came to see her in the hospital and then in the nurse's office? Wait, is the killer gonna be a girl? Is the killer gonna be one of the girls from the school? Plot twist. I nodded. She was a part of the landscape I could see. Not even the Renaissance masters of old could ever hope to replicate the pure spectacle of seeing her, the moon, and the pond together. This girl is far gone.
そして君も。
Suddenly she held my face in her hands. Oh shit! Oh shit! A simple touch from her was all it took to set my heart ablaze.
そうだね。綺麗な瞳だ。
This is bad. Staring right into her eyes and saying, "Your eyes are pretty." Oh, she's destroyed this girl's heart already. Her face was right in front of mine. I could feel her breath caressing my lips. Bloody hell.
髪も伸びたね。私たちが出会った頃はもっと短かったのに。
Wait, is she supposed to be the tomboy type character that all the girls are totally into? She wrapped my hair around her fingers. What the fuck? Okay, this is very different. I didn't think this was going to go this way. I yearned to be like her. That was why I'd started growing my hair out. Youth. I wanted to resemble her as closely as possible. That's that way I could catch her eye, even if only for a fleeting moment. Bro, this girl's acting like a desperate dude.
でも、私、癖っ気だから、お手入れが大変で。
Damn it, I'm cursed with fucking curly hair. Oh no, I can't keep my hair silky smooth and straight like yours without hair straighteners, I guess.
それはいけないな。今度私が使っている洗髪料をあげるから試してみるといい。
This girl, I swear, right? This girl is properly taking advantage of her. She knows what she's saying. She knows what she's doing. How about I let you use my shampoo next time? This girl's heart's just exploded. Bloody hell. Evangelion saying Ashmanix. Also, it's a stats management game on top of a schedule juggling dating sim. Oh, this seems like effort. R2's asking Yuri on Romantic Moonlight. That's what yeah, this is what's happening. I didn't expect this to happen. Character's going, choo. Evangelion saying this is adorable. Yeah, it's adorable, but if this was a guy, this would not be adorable. Well, if this happened, it would be adorable still. But notice it's a girl, right? Not a guy. I made the assumption he'd be a creepy guy. I mean, the way she was talking about her was creepy, right? Guys talk like about girls, and you're like, you're totally obsessed. You're a simp. But when a girl does it, it's okay. Double standards. R2 saying, imagine if someone walked and happened to see this back then. Yeah, they probably sent to Don't Be Gay school or something. I don't know. They would get in trouble for this. Evangelion saying, well, it's Japan, so people wouldn't bat much of an eye. Would they not? Was it alright at that time? Fair enough. Arthur saying, in the 80s, unfortunately, Finland, you might be punched for being openly gay. I feel like in the 80s, you would, that'd be the same in a lot of places. Anyway. I shot her face a skeptical look.
嘘をつく意味がないじゃないか。
Right, do you know what? I've decided this girl's a succubus. She smirked, looking every bit like a mischievous kitten. Describing a girl as a kitten in this context just seems kind of icky. Seems weird. I wanted to embrace her. I've lost the creepy guy voice now because the girl does seem to be into her. I wanted to hold her and feel all that she was. I wanted to know her. Why don't you ask her questions instead of having to hug her?
そろそろ帰ろうか。
She says while staring right into her eyes. She spontaneously uttered those words of parting. The time had come for the carriage to turn back into a pumpkin. Girls say she's Cinderella.
もう少し一緒にいてもいい？
Can't we stay a bit longer under the moonlight next to the pond? I didn't want to say goodbye. I didn't want her to leave me. I wished for nothing more than to savour the time we had all to ourselves, with the sands and the hourglass to halt, so as to perpetuate this moment. I'm just half expecting her to say, I want this moment to last forever.
仕方ないな。それでは家まで送っていきましょう。お嬢様。
Oh, oh, what the fuck? Shit. She pulled out the Ojo-sama. Your steadfast knight shall escort you home, Your Highness. Oh shit, when a girl says this to another girl. Oh, fire, man, this is straight fire. Artisting, on positive notes, this is a cute moment for at least one Toko. True. Magi said the gay neighborhood of Nishome, Tokyo came into existence following the rapid societal changes following the American occupation of Japan from strong ties to the Red Light District. Interesting. Following this, places for the LGBT community slowly began to open throughout Japan. 1948, a gay tea shop opened in Shinjuku. In the 1950s, the first gay bar was called Yanagi. Interesting. Character said kiss her already. Lol. Artist in Kokoro. Oh, this is Kokoro. Even I don't think she hit her with the Ojo-sama. It's I know, mate. It's go time. And with that playful jab, she took my hand and gave me a little peck on the fingers. Oh, shit, man. Getting hot under the collar here. That simple little gesture drove me to paralysis so profound that I couldn't even so much as look her in the eye. This girl is a player, man. She knows how to play with a young girl's heart. I'd be afraid of this girl's skills. Back to Reiji. This isn't as cool as like being under the moonlight. I sat up in my futon, stretched out as soon as I woke up. Gone to bed right after getting home last night. My every pore had sagged with exhaustion. Your pores sagged? Though I couldn't tell if it was from all the stress of work or if I was simply beat from the drink and walk home. Yeah, that would have been some walk. Either way, I felt alive again. I checked my pocket watch on my desk to find that it wasn't even 8 AM yet. Just as I was considering lazing around in bed all day, my senses were overwhelmed by a savoury aroma wafting in from the kitchen. My stomach growled greedily not even a moment later. Mate, why can't I have this in my life? Someone to cook me breakfast. Unfortunately, Jobby the cat ain't cooking me jack shit. Instead, the only thing Jobby's cooking me is trouble. Artist saying, Reiji blocked the gorgeous view. Yeah, he did. Evangelidot saying, reminder, we still haven't gotten to the crime scene investigation yet. Oh shit. But right after I got on my knees and was about to grab the door, it slid open on its own. Why couldn't I have had a younger sister who cooked me food and shit? Or a waifu. Or anyone in my life that would do this for me. Come on, guys. My sister Yukari loomed over me. This guy's spoiled, man. Wait, and she's just a schoolgirl. Why is she cooking his food? He should be freaking cooking his own food. Hardly any point pretending otherwise. He didn't even change his clothes into bed clothes. Wow, gross. Confused by my sister's random moment of omniscience, I took a moment to realize I was still decked out in my slacks, dress shirt and socks. Bro, you slept in your socks? What a monster. Mate, get that shirt off, man. Get it washed. What the hell? She's gonna wash his clothes for him as well. Yeah, they are a proper married couple, innit? I suppose they have to be, right? The parents passed away. So she's taking up the job as the mum, and he's taking up the job as the failure of a dad. The guy reached for the buttons on my shirt. Whoa. Yeah, man, boundaries. I doubted I'd ever live down the shame of getting stripped by my sister. You already got my clean clothes ready for me. Fuck. R2 saying he is a Reggie Block, but he is a handsome man. I've got to admit, he is. Also, pretty privilege is real. Screw this guy for being handsome. I'm not petty. Yumajaido saying, take it from me, Ash. You don't want a younger sister. It's a pain to deal with. Yeah. I mean, this is an idealized version of a younger sister, right? Siblings suck ass. I have siblings. No, they don't suck ass. But nobody's perfect, right? Nobody, yeah. And even if I had a waifu not necessarily making me hot breakfast every waifu would be more likely berating me for being a lazy shit, waking up at 12 p.m. on a Saturday and telling me I've not cleaned the house or done whatever chores I was supposed to do. But a man can dream. A man can dream unrealistic dreams. Imagine just saying, I used to fight with my younger stepsister, literal fist fight. Damn. Iragi, some people see that as a positive. Let's not go down the Sweet Home Alabama route. R2 saying she is too helpful for household chores, but back then the dynamics were in line to be this way, so can't be man. Yes, that is true. This is the 1950s in Japan. And she does seem like she doesn't seem like the super strong-willed, I'm gonna do my own shit type of character. So yeah, and she's probably doing what she feels is her. Like, I can understand, right? If you're the daughter or whatever, even now, whether you're the daughter or the son, right? If something happened to your parents and it was you and your older sibling, you'd probably feel a certain responsibility to keep an eye on them, especially if they're out working, right? So you kind of like, whether you're a guy or a girl or whatever, you'd inadvertently maybe take on that role of the husband, housewife type character. Because someone has to maintain the house. You can either split it between the two of you, or one concentrates on the house and one concentrates on trying to make money to keep things going. But yeah. Arthur saying, if a person was happy, then that is all that matters. I'm going to be an ass. I think to a degree that's definitely true. If you're both happy with if you're both happy with the setting and the situation you're in and how people are dealing with things, then you know that's the most important thing. But it's also like not necessarily. I mean, just because people are happy with doing it, there's always a possibility it's not good for the long term, right? I mean, I think this is fine. They seem to have both settled into these type of roles, and they both seem to be okay with it. I'm assuming they are, right? So yeah, that's what matters. If one of them wasn't happy with it, or both of them, then it'd be very, very bad and unfair. But still, yeah. But only one person doing the heavy lifting isn't good too. Yeah, this is true. But the other thing as well, like say they're like two people are both doing equal, are both carrying the load equally. Even the perception. So this is the problem, right? We're kind of like imperfect beings, right? And we are susceptible to our emotions and our perceptions, our imperfect perceptions of things. So like, the problem even will arise if there's a perception of one having an unfair being treated unfairly. And like, I suppose one example you could give is like a guy who works, right? He's working 5 days a week or whatever the crap, comes home. Like, if you had this perception that you're doing all the work, whereas the wife or partner is at home doing nothing, right? If that's your perception, which is wrong, right? Assuming if you have kids or if your partner's at home and they're maintaining the house and doing all the other shit, they're not doing nothing, right? But that perception could become toxic, right? Or, well, I don't like to use the word toxic, but it can become a bad thing where you feel like shortchanged. And it's because you don't understand what the other person's doing and you're assuming they're not doing anything, which happens, right? And it can be the other way around, right? Where, you know, partners at home and they're like, I'm doing all this work, and what does the the partner who work do, right? You might not know fully what they do and what stresses they're under. And it's like that communication is key type thing. But communication, and I think most people know communication is important, and you should talk to each other about things. But the hardest thing in life is, I feel like that one of the hardest thing in life is not knowing what you're supposed to do, it's just acting on it, right? Like, you know that you should communicate more, but it's like really hard to talk to someone if you're really pissed off at them. It's really hard to kind of like put away some of that anger or distrust or whatever you have with them and sit down and go, let's talk about this seriously. It's hard to change, even if you know it's for the better. Kratdir says, speak for yourself, I'm perfect. Kratdir is perfect as they are. R2 say, I'm not mechanically minded, so I'd suck at many man-dominated fields. Yeah, I think that's important, right? You find what yous are comfortable with, and that's the other thing. If you're looking when you're looking for a partner, a girlfriend, or whoever, you want someone that will complement you and who together, you know, they complement you, you complement them, right? And you are able to like also live life together and help each other out. And if the girl or the partner is able to do that kind of like quote unquote man stuff, right? Or whatever is traditionally man stuff, like, I don't know, getting the car to the garage, checking things, fixing the car, mending things, whatever. I mean, if they're better at it, then yeah, they should be doing that, right? It doesn't matter who they are. And if you're better at the more artistic things or just the more nuanced things or decisions or whatever, you kind of go for that. It's a tough thing. People are not very good at communicating with each other. I'm guilty of this. I'm terrible at this. I'm a hypocrite. So, you know, I'm fully admitting this. Why do I get so much bloody junk spam text messages? Fuck off. So, R2 saying we are all perfect here. This is the Cool Kids Club. I'm God's gift to humanity, guys. Come on. I am God's gift to humanity. Anyway, Yukari shot a glance at a neatly folded kimono in the corner of the room. After saying that, Yukari left me in peace. Yari yari. Ivaji Outdoor is saying, Cool Kids Club? I thought this was the Burger King Kids Club. Had she no shame? What shame? As the only family she had left, I gravely feared for her future. Wait, why? She just told you to put your clothes in it. What did she do wrong, mate? What are you talking about? I heaved a deep sigh and started changing. Oh, well, I suppose because she was trying to undress you? I don't know. Breakfast was already on the table by the time I emerged into the living room clad in my kimono. Warm steam billowed from the sliced salmon and rice. Bloody hell. Like, I'm not... I mean, yeah, salmon's fine. I eat junk food, so healthy food like salmon and rice is not my usual forte, but man, to be given, like, warm sliced salmon and rice ready on the table... A man can dream. Reggie's like me. You still find something to complain about. I huddled my shoulders and sat down. Yukari cocked her head as she carried over some piping hot miso soup. Yes! Why? Because you changed? This feels like escapism. Like the housewife type character. Let me get you some cold medicine. Let me get you this. Let me get you that. And I'm like, I'm being pampered here, guys.
Yeah. それほどでもないさ。飯食おうぜ。
It's the typical thing in life. You don't know. You don't appreciate what you've got until it's gone, right? Maybe we've all got something that that we should really appreciate in life. Like Reiji has his sister here taking care of him, and you don't fully appreciate it until it's gone. I reached for the food to alleviate the momentary concern and anxiety I glimpsed in Yukari's eyes. I didn't have a cold and I could take a little chill. I broke down the salmon using my chopsticks while flipping through the morning paper with my free hand.
兄さん、食事中ですよ。
Yeah, Reiji, put it away.
すぐ済むさ。
Oh, mate, stop looking at your phone. Stroke newspaper. Small article in the corner of my eye. The paper caught my eye. It concerned a murder. According to the article, a woman's body had been found in Tama Cemetery. What's more, the authorities had yet to successfully identify her despite their best
相
efforts.
変わらず物騒だな。
I know, man. What the hell? It's the 50s. Why are people like chopping up people and shit?
つい先日も井の頭公園で遺体が発見されたそうですよ。
Shit, man. It's an mass murder. Yukari's shoulders slumped.
学院でもいなくなった子がいるのに。
Oh, yeah. I hope she gets found
お
okay.
前も気をつけろよ。
Yeah.
ええ。
It truly was a savage world. Maybe taking Yukari to and from school, at least while I had this time off, would be for the best. To get from here to Oba Girls Academy, Yukari's school, you had to cut across Musashino from Suginami until you reached the edge of Hoya. Though within walking distance, it was a rowdy area, what with all the US soldiers' residences along the way. R2 saying I'd love some bite from there, what the Burger King's Kids Club. Evangelido saying Burger King, as with most other American fast food companies, have gone down in quality in the last 12 years. Yeah, mate, and you pay more for it. Man, remember when fast food was like supposed to be cheap? I think it was cheap at one stage. Do you remember that? Do you remember that, guys? Because I feel like that's not the case anymore. R2 saying I've heard that it's a problem in many countries, but to me here it's okay on occasion. R2 saying we all need a Reiji's sister in our lives, mate. I know. God damn. To make us wash our dirty laundry type.
ところで兄さん、お仕事はしばらく休みにするのですか？
そうだな。何かあったら別だけど、当分は家で羽を伸ばすさ。
Try to take a holiday. And thanks to the note I'd left, any potential clients would just come here anyway if they had urgent business.
そういうことでしたら、事務所の掃除は行かなくとも良さそうですね。
まあ、そうなるな。
I flashed back to the state of my office. It was still fairly clean at the moment, if my memory served me right. Mate, it was a total tip. What are you talking about?
家にいらっしゃるのでしたら家事なども。いえ、やっぱり結構です。
No, get him to do the chores. He's a lazy shit. Gary gave up on that idea before she'd even finished voicing it. Not because she was the old-fashioned type who believed chores were a woman's job, mind you. She just didn't trust me. Plain and simple. Good point. If I'd had any talent for housekeeping, then I would have been cleaning my office myself, believe me. Mate, it's not talent, it's called laziness. Not that it was something to be proud of. Didn't know where I'd be without Yukari, I swear. True, I mean, living a life as a slob.
お粗末様でした。
Yukari got up after we bowed our heads.
兄さんはこれからどうなさるのですか？
書庫にでもこもることにするよ。
わかりました。それではお昼ご飯ができたら呼びますね。
What is this? God damn. I'll just call you when it's lunchtime. God damn. Oh, my days. Yukari took the plates and headed off to the kitchen. Guess that's my cue. Ooh. Our historian parents had left a ton of books behind after they passed away. I'd been roosting in this place and perusing anything I could ever since I'd learned how to read. Thanks to that, I'd stocked up on a metric ton of knowledge in exchange for killing my eyes. Even now, I still hold myself up in here whenever I had the time.
兄さん、コーヒーはいかがですか？
I'm jealous of Reiji. Evangelidon says, I do. I used to eat at a Burger King a lot in high school, so you remember when it was cheap. Arthur's asking, how's the egg prices? Here it's still normal. Evangelidon saying egg prices are hitting over $10. Wait, $10 for how many eggs? What's the price of eggs? I think America has an eggs problem, right? I don't think the UK has it. Why has America got... Was there some sort of bird flu or some shit? For a dozen? Let me check how much UK is. I don't think there's... What's $10? $10 in pounds. I think it's about £7 or something. Yeah, £7.74. That's pretty expensive. Right, and that's for a what? You said a dozen, right? Tra la 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 la. Tra la la la. Come on, Tesco. Where's the 12 pack? We just have 10 packs. What the fuck? Dude, do we not have 12 pack eggs anymore? What the hell? Or is that just Tesco being weird? Tesco! Sainsbury's? Whatever. Oh my god. The fuck? 10 pack? Did they not do packs of 12 anymore? What's that all about? No, here's a 12 pack. Right, free range. So £4.85, right? But that's like a... So that's 40 pence each. Wait, this is cheaper. The 220 for 6 happy eggs. Free range. I wonder what free range actually means, to be fair. But say £2.20, so say £4.40 for a pack, 2 packs of 6, which is a pack of 12. So if I say £4.40. Oh. Right, so $5.68. So about $6, right? And it's now gone. You're saying it's at $10, which I mean, but then you have to add on sales tax and all that shit, right? The price I've quoted includes tax, so there's that as well. Are just saying that is robbery almost. So it doesn't. Hopefully everything's good soon. We have an eggs problem from tariffs and bird flu. €3.87 for 15 eggs, I think here. €3.87 for 15. Well, look, I'm looking at free range eggs, so they're more expensive. If you want to get the caged hen stuff, where is it? Like you could get cheapo eggs. I don't know if Sainsbury's does the caged hen stuff. I think the majority of the places we have their free range eggs. I could be wrong. Oh damn! Look at this. Iceland 15 mixed size eggs, £2.20. Oh, that yeah. I mean that's definitely what you call it? Caged hens. So two like $3. Bloody hell! That's including tax. Remember? Wait, is that right? This is what you come to my streams for. Looking at the price of eggs. Yeah, 15 pack of mixed size eggs. So it's not all large or medium. They're mixed size, right? So I don't know. But that's 220. So 15 pence per egg. Fuck, that is well cheap. Yeah, so $3. But that's cheap eggs, and they're not large. I don't know if your eggs are all large, because in America you tend to have bigger portions, bigger sizing. R2 is saying almost everything else has risen from 2022 now slow. Yeah, we don't have an egg problem like America do. I think America had bird flu and tariffs, so that's been a deadly combination for them. I feel like that was a more recent thing, which is why eggs have gone up so much in comparison. Vajay don't think, yeah, it's a bit of a mess. Yes. And let's be honest, it's going to probably affect the rest of the world economy as well.
ありがと そこに置いといてくれ。
I pointed Yukari over to a spot on the table.
お茶菓子もありますから、どうぞ。
You brought snacks as well? Just marry me, Yukari. Wait, what age is she? No, she's at school. Never mind. Yukari set a plate of pastries down before leaving. Now then, I picked a random book off one of the shelves, sat myself down, and flipped it open. And I think we've hit the 2-hour mark. I am going to save. I mean, nothing's happened, right? We didn't get any more options. There's my beautiful face in the way of the title screen. But yes, we'll leave it there for today. We've made some progress. I am kind of trying not to go off on a massive ass fucking tangent for like 1 hour. I know I've done that before, and I do enjoy that, but I also appreciate that you guys want me to progress the story to a degree, right? R2 is saying, doesn't history have always ups and downs, and now we're living trying times, but sometimes has to start going better soon enough. So I have, R2, I have a saying, right? And it's probably been said by other people, and I'm just like thinking I'm the first person to say it. I'm not going to be the first person that's ever said this. But you know, there's that general saying, good times don't last forever. But the flip side is also bad times don't last forever either. Nothing is forever. It always changes. The good times only last for so long, but also the bad times only last for so long. Nothing is eternal. And that's something that, you know, you can look with trepidation if you're wanting the good times to always happen. But there's also that hopefulness that there's always going to be change at some point. I don't know when that change will be, but I mean, the fact that we live in, we currently live in like very unique times right now in the world, right? Because of various things. But you know, the world was very different just 10 years ago, and then very different 20 years ago. Things are always changing, sometimes for the better, for sometimes for the worse. So, yeah, I mean, that's the only constant is change. And so it's something that you can at the very least guarantee. So yeah, like that can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing depending. But I'd like to say that to people when, you know, when bad times are happening, bad things are happening, whatever that may be, that this isn't for forever. It will pass. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get over it necessarily, depending on what that is, but it's not always going to be like this. So yeah, I mean, things are always changing, right? I mean, we've seen it on the channel, right? Things have happened with Kuxo, life's stuff with me have changed drastically, and various things that I've not really touched upon. Sometimes, and some things I have, right? Like, even my life now as a quote-unquote VTuber, like, started 3 years ago. A massive change to my life, in a sense. Putting myself out there for the first time in my life, in like a much more geriatric age, according to Streamlabs. Saying that we're looking for older streamers, people that are 23 and older. Like, fuck you, Streamlabs. But yeah. So like, that is the one constant. So it's one thing to, I suppose, be afraid of in some cases when you think things are always going well. But it gives you hope that things can get better. So there you go. I mean, and it's basically what you're saying, R2, right? History always has ups and downs. We're living trying times now, but yeah, it's basically that's what you said. R2 saying, I love your comments and random things are pure gameplay. It's weirdly exciting. Wish the major conflicts end soon. Yeah, I mean, I always too. I'm not naive enough to think that they necessarily will, but there is a saying, right, in the British SAS. They have a motto, You know, you hope for the best, but you plan for the worst. And I do like that. It's like, you know, you hope for the best, but you always look at the potential worst, right? And you keep both things in mind. But anyway, R2's asking, do you have a full body model? I do. And if I can, do you know what? Why not? Let me try and spin it up. Right, will this work? Oh, what the hell? Let me hide this for a second. Oh no, hide, right. Oh, this is definitely taxing my little graphics card. Well, I say a little graphics card. Let me. Shit. I'm gonna try and. I'm gonna temporarily set this up. Let's see. Can I get this connected? Should I be doing this at the very end of the stream? Probably not, but hey ho, someone asked. I don't give a shit. Let's give this a go. Come on, VTube Studio, start up. Bloody hell. Right. What am I? Damn, it's been ages since it's. Oh, here we go. Shoot the. Blah 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 blah. I've not used this in ages. There we go. There. Hey. Ooh, and I should. Let me see if I can calibrate this. Let me. Hello. This is my. God, the tracking is not great. Maybe I should switch on the light. But whatever. This is part of the reason why I've not used this for a while, because I'm a lazy shit, and I was also supposed to make changes to the. I've made a custom app in Godot that I use to show the 3D model. I'm using the VTube Studio app on my phone to do the face tracking, which is what I think everyone uses. Oh God, where is everything? Oh, there you are. Right. Where's my... Right, that's... Hopefully that's slightly better tracking. Why are my eyes so like... Anyway, I need to calibrate it. But yes, this is the full body model. Arthur saying thank you for a great stream. It was nice chatting here with everyone. Cracker saying same here. And Eva Jedo saying hello, Purplehead. Yes, this is yeah. You can create a 3D model for free using. I genuinely can't remember what the name of the thing is. VRM. Vroid Studio or Vroid. Vroid. I think it's called Vroid Studio. I might be wrong. It allows you to create free basic. Yeah, Vroid Studio is the name of the app. So you can create a free 3D model, and then I customized it, and then I took it into Blender and added like the stuff like the glasses that I have, my signature glasses, and earphone cups. So yeah, I need to improve the tracking on this. I don't know. Not exactly. I probably should have calibrated this or something. But hello. It's still working technically, but I will switch that off for now because I'm too lazy to have that running. Where's my face? There you go. Anyway. Radical. Wait, Cracker saying that describes him perfectly. What describes me perfectly? Amazing. God's gift to humanity. Yes. Yes. Anyway, we'll leave it there for today. R2's asking, so is the next Shōjo part on Friday? Most probably. I don't always stream on a Friday. But I might stream tomorrow. I might not. Unfortunately, the shell stuff is going to be a bit sporadic. Because on Wednesdays I do the island stream. I play island, so when that's completed, I'll probably move the shell to Wednesdays. Cracker said it got cut out. What was it? Oh well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me in the stream. I hope you enjoyed it. Cracker said you're lucky. Oh, what? Now I want to know what you said. Bloody hell. But yes, we'll leave it there for today. I am Ashmanix. This is The Shell Part 1 Inferno. And I'll hopefully see you guys next time. Later.